All right, students, what we are going to do here is go through how to write an SAQ. That is the acronym for short answer question. And specifically, I'm going to be talking about an acronym that will be useful for succeeding at the SAQ, but also the same acronym will work when you are writing an LEQ and a DBQ. More on that later. For now, let's get into the SAQ. Starting in 2027, the College Board is going to put 3 required SAQs on the AP exam. One will be a primary source that is textual in nature. I'll show you one of those coming up. The second one is going to be a primary source that's visual. So think a map or a political cartoon from the day or a piece of artwork. And then third is a secondary source that's a historian or 2 historians' interpretations of a particular past. To get us started, I'll be doing a tutorial right now on number 1. Each of the SAQs on the AP exam will be from a different time period, and students must write on all 3 within 40 minutes. So that's roughly 14 minutes per SAQ. All right, so what does ACE stand for? Well, of course, we would love to ace our exams. But in this case, it also means A, answer the question, C, cite specific factual details in the answer drawn from the source, and then E, explain why the factual detail that you brought out, matters. Why is it important? How does it connect and best answer the question? So that's what it means to ace the SAQ. Answer the question, cite specific factual details, and by that I mean nouns, persons, places, things by name, and then explain it. You do that for all 3 of the prompts on an SAQ, and you will do very, very well. Okay, let me show you a sample here of a topic that you here in Riverside can definitely relate to. You don't need any historic knowledge to go, oh, I get this. I'll read it relatively fast. If I'm going too fast, you can slow or pause the video. We are petitioning you, Governor, with great respect to consider that the land formerly controlled by the March Air Force Reserve Base and currently unoccupied to the north and east of the Grove Community Church in Riverside County is extremely valuable for the construction of regional warehouses and distribution centers. The location has easy access to the 215, 91, and 60 freeways with minimal traffic impact on surrounding neighborhood streets. American goods will be shipped with little extra cost, making them more affordable to people in the surrounding region. When financial success is attained by the owners of the 14 warehouses to be built, which they have the greatest of reasons to expect, it will enhance California's economic impact on the whole of the United States and very considerably increase the revenues necessary to the state of California. It is for these purposes that we have already entered into an agreement with the City of Riverside by the name Inland Empire Hub, LLC, to build out the remaining land in the Orange Crest neighborhood of the City of Riverside. We urge you to approve of this partnership we have entered into with the Mayor of Riverside by giving instructions to the City Council of Riverside to grant the building permits necessary to commence with the construction of the IEH on these 50,000 acres of land. John Heimberry, CEO of IEH, petition to the Governor of California, delivered to the Governor's Office 2025. All right, so there is the document, primary source, that you would be asked to respond to. And here is here are the 3 prompts. I'll read them aloud and then I'll show you a sample for how to answer each one. A is briefly identify one cause of the development depicted in the petition. So briefly identify one cause of the development depicted in the petition. So here is how you would answer it. Notice I've highlighted the ACE acronym. Yellow is the A for answer. So you have to answer the question straight up. Don't be ambiguous. Don't be general. Don't be beating around the bush. Just answer the question. Pink is citing something specific. And since this is a primary source, the something specific would be drawn from the document without just copying a full sentence from the document. You cannot copy. You can put 1 or 2 words in quotes, but you have to basically put in your own words and closely aligned to the document's language itself what the specific answer evidence is. And then the blue is explain. So again, here's the question. Briefly identify one cause of the development depicted in the petition. And here it is. Answer. One cause of the development is the growth of e-commerce, making large warehouses and distribution centers necessary for this sector of the economy to work. Now notice that specific answer is not in the document. This is more of a contextualization. Notice it's causation. So what is leading into the moment that this document is sent to the governor of California? And so this is a causation or a contextualization. And if you know anything about commerce in Southern California, you would be able to say, oh, we're talking about e-commerce here. Now you need to pull something specific from the document. So finding available land is heavily populated in heavily populated areas, typo on me, therefore becomes a necessary reality for merchants. The availability of this land right in the center of the North Riverside County makes it a highly desirable place to build a hub. So notice the pink is pulling something specific from the document. It noted there's 50,000 acres of available land. And then the blue highlight is indicating why that matters. The availability of this land right in the center of North Riverside County makes it a highly desirable place to build a hub. So there you have an acing of letter A. The SAQ will have a second prompt, and so here's that one. Briefly describe one argument made in the petition. Notice in this sample, the blue and the pink are flipped around. I'm trying to illustrate, you do not have to put them in the ACE order. You don't have to go ACE. You can do that on all of the answers, but it doesn't have to be that way. So here's where you're looking inside the document. The College Board is trying to figure out, can you read an academic or a archaic piece of writing, something that was written 400 years ago, let's say, and can you make sense of it? That's what the essence of letter B is about. So here's the answer. An argument made in the petition is that by building the warehouses, goods will be more affordable to consumers. So if you go back to the document, that is right there. The petitioner is saying it very clearly. If we can get this land in Riverside, the price of goods to consumers is going to go down. Now the blue, again, is the explain. This is because, and by the way, the word because is a good way to get into the explanation. That's what you do. That's the word you use when you're trying to explain something. So use the word because. So this is because quick and easy access to highways will bring down the cost of transportation and make products cheaper. Notice that this is not specifically stated in the document, but it's analysis. So if you can pull the argument from the document and then you explain what you're thinking about that accurately, you're demonstrating higher level thinking skills. And then that goes right on into the citation of something specific. And the location has easy access to the 215, 91, and 60 freeways, getting semi-trucks onto highways quickly and saving on fuel costs. That's, of course, exactly from the document. So notice again, prompt B, we are acing the answer. And then prompt C usually takes you outside the document into other comparative or contrasting factual details. Again, this is a pattern. It's not a guarantee that the letter C is always going to do that in the College Board writing of prompts, but it is very common. So check this one out. It's asking, briefly describe one similarity between the relationship between Riverside and the corporation described in the petition and the relations between Los Angeles and companies seeking to build distribution warehouses. So obviously here you can read the document and you can figure out what the relationship is between the Riverside and the corporation. But they're also going to say, well, what else do you know? So if your teacher had really taught about land availability and relationships between city councils and corporate warehouse builders, then you would be able to say, "Oh, I remember she talked about Los Angeles," and so you would be able to bring that in. So if you haven't studied and you don't know anything other than what is in the document, you're not going to be able to answer the question. So notice how this one is split up between explaining starts, answering is in the yellow, goes into citation, and then brings back the answer at the end. I'll read the whole thing nonstop. The relationship between the IEH and the city of Riverside is one of mutual agreement that land within the city borders is open and ready to build on for the economic development, which would be good for LA's economy. This is similar to the relationship between the city of Los Angeles and the Amazon Corporation. Like Riverside, there is little available land available in the city of LA. Thus, the mayor, Karen Bass, is actively involved in working with Amazon to build a distribution center near the city center, making the two situations remarkably similar. So there you have it. The question is simply saying, okay, you made sense of our document. Now, can you compare? Or sometimes it's going to be contrast or some kind of result would be the question. But what else do you know is essentially what they are asking. Okay, so quick review. Those are the three prompts: one cause, one argument made in the petition, and then one similarity between the relationship and or one similarity between what's happening in the document and outside evidence that you should have learned in your studying, your reading, or your listening. Okay, so that is the hypothetical. Now let me show you one from history, and as I read it, it might sound familiar. Quickly, I'll read. Your petitioners beg leave humbly to inform your majesty that the lands to the west of the Appalachian Mountains are extremely fertile, the climate very fine and healthy, and the waters of the Mississippi River and those of the Potomac River in Virginia are only separated by one small ridge of mountains. British goods may be carried at little expense and afforded reasonably to the Indians in those parts. If the lands to the west of the said mountains were settled and a fort erected in some proper place there, if your petitioners meet with that success, they have the greatest reason to expect it will extend your majesty's empire in America and in short space of time very considerably increase your majesty's revenue. Your petitioners for these great and national ends and purposes have entered into partnership by the name of the Ohio Company to settle these lands to the west of the said mountains. Your petitioners most humbly pray that your majesty will be graciously pleased to encourage this, their said undertaking, by giving instructions to your governor of Virginia to grant to your petitioners a tract of 500,000 acres of land. John Hanbury, London merchant, colonial Virginia investors, petitioned to King George II of Great Britain, delivered to the king's ministers in 1748. Okay, so I think you can see what I did there. I took this original document, this is an actual primary source, and I just kind of switched out the nouns and the dates, and I made it sound like a petition for land and construction for the sake of profit for the governor and for the state in Riverside. So the other one was fake. This one is real. But I started with something that you can put your mind around because you live right here in the neighborhood. All right, so here are the three questions, and they are identical to the ones I gave you earlier. So one cause of the development, one argument made in the petition, briefly describe one similarity between the British Native American relations described in the petition and French Native American relations. All right, so here is your answer to letter A. Briefly identify one cause of the development. One cause of the development in the petition is that England was actively building an empire for themselves during the mid-1700s. Okay, there's a straight up answer. What caused them to talk about this land beyond the Appalachians? They're building an empire, plain and simple. Okay, now you need something specific that is from the document. This appeal to the king to, quote, build forts and to extend the land of the British, so there's the specific citation, now comes the explanation, all part of the same sentence, was due to the fact that France was also building their colonial empire just to the west of the British colonies. So any amount of land the king could claim for England would benefit the homeland. So there's the explanation of why um, Hanbury is saying to the king, we got to get this done. So that's an explanation. It's not explicit in the document, but it shows that you understand what is going on in this time frame and in the context of this particular document. Just note, if you drop out any one of the aces, so let's say that this answer that you're looking at on the screen ends where the pink ends, you will not score the point. It's an all or nothing. You don't get halvesies. So if you drop out, if you just cite something specific from the document and answer the question, you have not earned the point. So keep that in mind as you write the answers. Here's letter B. Briefly describe one argument made in the petition. So again, you're looking for what's being said, and usually these documents will have 2 or 3 arguments, and you can pick any one of them. But don't just copy it word for word. You need to get the gist of it. You need to be specific, but no copying unless it's a couple of 3 words with quotes around it. So here's the acing of this prompt. The petitioners are making the argument that the land is valuable for economic reasons. Okay, so there's an argument, and that's clearly stated in the document. This is shown in their words of assurance that the people will profit and that the resources, quote from the text, of the British Empire will, quote, greatly increase. So there's the citation, most of it's in my own words, of the evidence to support my answer, which is highlighted in yellow. Now I need to explain, as the era progressed, land became synonymous with wealth, and thus the more a nation had, the better. So a simple explanation, doesn't have to be elaborate, but it gets the job done. And then here's letter C. Briefly describe one similarity between the British Native American relations described in the petition. So again, if you can read, you can figure that part of it out. Then the College Board is saying, and French Native American relations. That part of the prompt is not in the document. So this is testing you. Do you know anything outside of what you just read? And can you connect what you just read to something that's outside? So this is, again, one of the historical thinking skills of compare and contrast. This is a comparison question. So here's how the answer could go. Again, pink is citing specifics, yellow is an answer, and blue is the explanation. In the petition, the British claim that their relationship with the natives is a positive one built on trade and providing natives with affordable goods to buy. This is similar to the French relationship with Native Americans, as they sought the resources of the beaver fur and maintained healthy trading relationships with the Native American population they encountered. While there were differences between the British and the French when it came to their interactions with natives, the allure of wealth did not know any national boundaries. Okay, so there the answer is clear. There's a similarity here, as both of them were looking for healthy trading relationships with the Native American population, and they were looking for wealth. And wealth did not stop at the British and French boundaries. Okay, so there's how to ace the SAQ. Again, answer, cite, and explain. You have to do all 3 for all 3 prompts of an SAQ. And you have to be able to do that inside 14 minutes for one of these documents. All right, hopefully that helps, and more later.